KaieteurRadioAds@gmail.com. You can even visit our office at 24 Saffron Street, Charlestown, Georgetown. Kaieteur Radio, covering you from coast to coast.
This is the news on top of
Siobhan Slackman. Thank you for joining us on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. With the blessings of the government, ExxonMobil is hell-bent on monetizing its 10 billion barrels of oil-equivalent resources to benefit of its shareholders via a suite of development projects. In fact, the company hopes that to have as many as 5 FPSO vessels operating offshore Guyana by 2026. But in the eyes of Trinidad and Tobago's energy strategist Anthony Paul, this is not in Guyana's best interest. Paul showed how an oil-producing country was able to save significantly by having the right depletion guidelines in place, while another lost out substantially in the absence of rules. Paul said he was also keen to note that Trinidad holds some key lessons that Guyana should not ignore. He said that the result of not having a proper policy in place for the development of natural gas, Trinidad and Tobago possibly left billions of US dollars in gas resources behind in the ground, which it cannot go back to and remove. This is due to the fact that the CARICOM state allowed companies to dictate the pace of development. The industry specialist concluded that someone needs to defend Guyana's case before it is too late. Meanwhile, the Guyanese-led oil and gas governance network has written to influential Barbadian leader, Prime Minister Mia Mottley, seeking her intervention in heightening Caribbean leaders' concerns over oil and gas operations in Guyana. The U.S.-based group is adamant that given the limited capacity of regulatory bodies to exercise oversight in the local oil and gas sector, CARICOM should be paying more interest given the environmental threat that ExxonMobil's oil operations pose to the entire bloc. OGGN said that Guyana's massive offshore oil reserves have introduced new and existing issues relating to fossil fuel exploration and their relationships to climate heating. The body noted that it is a lead up to Paris Agreement of 2016. Guyana and CARICOM had argued for a sustainable path and called to end industrial activities that will push temperature increase beyond 1.5 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, 41-year-old Kurt Erkins was on Monday sentenced to 23 years in prison for killing the proprietor of the Regent Multiplex Mall, Ganesh Ramlal, called Boyo. Kurt has denied the charge, but stated that on July 5, 2015, he murdered Ramlal during the course of a furtherance of a robbery at La Jealousy on the west coast of Demerara. On March 10, 2022, after a 2-hour deliberation, a 12-member jury returned with a verdict that Kurt was guilty of manslaughter. Kurt was tried before Justice Simon Morris Ramlal in the Demerara High Court. Before sentencing, a probation report on Kurt's behalf was presented to the court in which he stated that he was sorry for his senseless act. An impact statement from the victim's wife was read to the court by the woman. The Office of the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board on Thursday received 5 bids from companies interested in renting tents, tables, and chairs for upcoming sitting of the National Assembly venued at the Arthur Chong Conference Center. The preoccupying entity for this project is the Parliament. The procurement entity for this project is the Parliament of Guyana. The companies vying for the contract are Star Party Rental, QA Civil Works, Alabama Trading, Puran Brothers Disposable Incorporated, and a new party store. Sessions of the National Assembly were moved to the Artachong Conference Center following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Since the conference center is not outfitted with space for major operatives to dine, a decision was taken to have the facilities rented to better accommodate them. A GRA team who were brought before the Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee on Monday face a series of questions on the bidding procured used to dispose of seized or want-of-entry vehicles. The PAC member and Public Works Minister Juan Edgel pointed out to an instance where a seized vehicle was not sold to the highest bidder. His question was premised on the fact that the AGA reports pointed to a loss of revenue amounting to $14.4 million. In response, Jason Moore, head of law enforcement at GRA, told the committee that in some cases, the highest bidders could not be contacted. Meanwhile, Commissioner General of the Guyana Revenue Authority, Godfrey Stacia, noted instances where the GRA vehicles eventually go to the taxpayer that it was seized from because the ultimate goal of the authority is to prevent loss of revenue. Get the full details in Kaieteur News. And finally, at this time, Deputy Commissioner of Police Clifton Hickins has commenced duties as Guyana's acting top cop following his appointment by President Ali on Monday. Hickins assumes the office as former Commissioner of Police Nigel Hoppy on Sunday last proceed on pre-retirement leave. The move to appoint Hickins is, however, not sitting well with the PNCR, the largest political party in the APNU AFC coalition, which has demanded that government rescind the appointment. The party has accused the government of politicizing the Guyana Police Force and is not following legal requirements pertaining to appointments. And with that, we've come to the end of your evening newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. My name is Joshua Van Sleckman on behalf of the news and the technical team, wishing you and your family a great remainder of your Tuesday evening. Reminding you, a message from Professor Odingo Lumumba comes up immediately after this rebroadcast, after the news rather. And well, just before that, a point of correction, just before that, we bring to you the rebroadcast of the National Outlook with GHK Lal, after which we'll bring you that message from Professor Lumumba. And then coming up at 20 hours, it is time for the Sean Devers Sports Watch. Thank you for joining us, and good night.